You know, guys, one of the greatest things that I've heard in the last couple of years of doing YouTube, and especially when you talk about skill-based matchmaking or EOMM, and you talk about COD and the state of it, is just how many people really are ignorant fools. Like, some people genuinely do not understand the fact that SBMM is counterproductive to having a long-lasting game. Like, if you want people to play your game, and you enforce really heavy, strict SBMM or EOMM the way that Call of Duty does it nowadays in the last 4 or 5 years, the result is not your player count playing for long periods of time. The result is the noobs, the shitters, the short bus riding dweebs at the fucking bottom, those guys feel a little bit better about themselves. And maybe they play a little bit more, but more often than not, what they're gonna do is just spend money in the shop. And that's really what SBMM and EOMM is about. And so when you come across these nerds that say, oh, it's just a skill issue, or that SBMM doesn't work in the way that we think it works, or, even when Activision put out a statement talking bullshit about your ping and connection is prioritized more than your skill, that's just absolute cap. Alright, like these guys are blatantly lying. And the correlation between having a fun game and not having SBMM is right in front of our faces. Guys, if you saw my last video, then you know that I just barely got back into, honestly, like playing video games entirely, but I haven't touched my console, I haven't picked up my controller for any type of FPS shooter game in literally like a month or a month and a half. And I'm about maybe 3 or 4 hours total game time into XDefiant, and I'm just gonna be straight up, this shit with no SBMM is so much more noticeably fun than Call of Duty has been in the last 4 or 5 years, ever since MW 2019 when SBMM got reintroduced as this fat heaping pile of dog shit. That's really where the casual fun was taken out of Call of Duty. And if you disagree, I'm gonna try to say this in the nicest way possible. I haven't made a video other than yesterday's video in quite some time, but if you still support SBMM, your parents don't love you. There's no other way around it. You don't deserve human rights. People that fought for human rights literally did it for no reason because of your existence. It just goes to show how brainwashed and how manipulated people have been in the last 4 or 5 years of COD just because of how intense SBMM has gotten. Motherfuckers actually think SBMM is a good factor to have in your game's matchmaking. Are you fucking high or dumb? Or both? A game with no SBMM, aka XDefiant, the first thing that you notice is that you get into a game so unbelievably fast. In Call of Duty, if I were to load up right now, it would probably take me a few minutes to get into a lobby, and either the lobby is already started, or there's a bunch of fucking dumbasses on my team with 3 ping while I'm at like 99 ping, and the enemy team, a bunch of fucking scumps. Why on God's green earth would I want to play or engage in a game like that? It's not fun, guys. And that is exactly what attributes to the success of XDefiant. And all of those people that kept doubting our opinions on SBMM and how it's not actually good for games, they've utterly been proven wrong. I mean, the people that are standing with me and other content creators that have been preaching about how dogshit SBMM has been in Call of Duty, we've just been proven right. The community, at least the portion of the community with an IQ above 5, we have been right this entire time. XDefiant comes out with no SBMM. The first thing you notice is how moderated your ping is on the top left corner. I have not had a game of XDefiant where I'm anything over like 25 to 30 ping, and that is an excellent feeling for pubs. Again, I've only played for about 3 or 4 hours total game time by this point, and I'm definitely not adjusted to the game yet because, again, I haven't really played an FPS video game in like a month, so I'm still getting the hang of it, but every single game, I'm the top of the leaderboard, either with the most score, the most kills, the least deaths, the most damage, easily the most impactful player on my team every single game. And I'm not exaggerating when I say that. Even if I lose the game, I am topping the entire scoreboard every single game. And I am nowhere near my peak in terms of performance. And the best part about it is give it a few more hours, a few more games, maybe a couple more days. I'll get back into the swing of things, and it's not going to be the case where I'm only winning or just barely losing because my games are being rigged. The same way it is in Call of Duty. SBMM and COD has not belonged since 2019. The way it was from like the golden era up to Black Ops 4 with the exception of maybe Advanced Warfare, SBMM actually worked in a way that maybe actually promoted some competitive nature in trying to balance the lobby having equal skill levels on both sides. When we got into MW 2019, that was not the case. That's when you started experiencing some manufactured games, alright? That's one way to say it. Like I said, your ping was instantly affected. The higher your skill, the higher your ping. Why? Because, I don't know, Activision likes to fuck you in the ass and get money out of it. This is why I say that people like Joe Seacott are actual fucking prostitutes. Because they profit off of slobbering a noob's ass. The same way these people gooch like Call of Duty and Activision, it's the same way. Like, this is an actual ecosystem, guys. Joe Seacott and all of these devs gooch lick all of these fucking morons that pay money because they suck ass at COD. The people who benefit from SBMM are the people that suck balls. Alright? Like, they suck. And I'm just so glad that XDefiant has put out their own statements about this. And actually, as a side note, before I went on like this month of not uploading, I had a video ready to go. I didn't edit it, but I had a video about XDefiant's statement about SBMM and how it doesn't belong. Guys, this shit is gold. This told us everything we needed to know about the environment of XDefiant and how successful it was actually going to be, at least in terms of enjoyment and playability. You can say what you want about, oh, you know what, 3 months from now this game's going to be dead in the water. The player base that sticks with XDefiant, they're having more fun than whatever player count there is on Call of Duty. Think about that. I don't care about what the player count is. Call of Duty's player count fucking skydives and plummets after the first week of the game being out because the launch is dog shit. In XDefiant, I couldn't care less if the player count was 100 by next month. Those 100 people are literally enjoying playing the game more than anybody on Call of Duty. And if you disagree with that, you can have whatever opinion you want about XDefiant. You can say it's clunky, you can say it's not the COD killer, you could say it's dog shit, all this and that. The people that are going to keep playing XDefiant, they have more fun, they have more enjoyment, they like their lives more, and they probably have more bitches than people that are playing Call of Duty. That is a fact. And this is the best part. There is no prostitution involved. The XDefiant developers are not sucking noobs' dicks in exchange for money the way that Call of Duty devs are. And actually, one of my favorite parts about this discussion with SBMM and XDefiant versus SBMM and Call of Duty, there are people that claim there's SBMM in XDefiant. Do you know what that means? That means you fucking suck horse dick. You are ass. Like, you have actually been benefiting the most from playing Call of Duty, because if you think there's SBMM in XDefiant, you are literally announcing to the world that you suck. There exists no SBMM in XDefiant, guys. If you're getting quadruple body slammed into the dirt on XDefiant, and you're somebody who's been playing for more than like an hour and a half straight, and you're over like level 10, granted the fact that you hopefully have 2 working thumbs, you don't have prosthetic thumbs, you're not a fucking disabled girl getting fucking shitted on by Korean Savage on COD, granted that is not you. If you're getting body slammed in XDefiant, you kind of suck.
Now listen! That's called motherfucking bars, nigga! You know nothing about that!
This game is quite easy to play. This is coming from somebody who hasn't even touched their controller in that way in over a month. Alright, my hand-eye coordination is not where it should be. I'm definitely still rusty, still getting used to it. Also, it's a different mechanical system than Call of Duty. I mean, they feel different. If you're younger than me and those facts that I just laid out do not apply to you, and you think there's SBMM in this game, you suck. Alright, there's no other way around it. You suck. And your fucking life sucks too. In Call of Duty, when we claim there's SBMM, it's because it's been definitively proven. It does exist. And even Call of Duty themselves, Activision and the developers, they announced to the fucking world that it exists too. The only difference is they lie because they say that skill is not a prioritized factor the way that something like ping is. And that is absolute cap. Once again, you hop over to XDefiant, you search for a match. I guarantee you 30 seconds tops. I've been averaging like 5 to 10 seconds max to get into a lobby. And I'm not even joking when I say that. And I don't know what level I'm at in these gameplays, but I can't be over like level 15 at this point. I'm shitting on people. If you want SBMM in your experience, if you want that competitive nature that badly, to the point where you're only going against people in your skill level, you have ranked play. It's that simple. It is literally that simple. You hop over into the ranked playlist, and there you go. If that's the experience you want, there you go. That is the greatest part about this, is that you have the choice. You want to play casual? Hop into the casual playlist. You want to play competitive? Go hop in ranked play. In Call of Duty, you don't have that freedom. I haven't even had the slightest urge to play Call of Duty, not even ranked play at this point, and even less public matches on COD, because there's no fucking point. What is the point in having to go through all that fucking cock and ball torture on COD in pubs when you get absolutely nothing out of it other than stress? And maybe your life expectancy drops. Your eyes go bloodshot, you get hemorrhoids. What is the point of playing that way in Call of Duty? And this is why I'm so happy to announce that the community has been right this whole time, is because for the last 5 years, so many of us have known this to be a fact, but there's been no other type of game that can compete with Call of Duty to the level that XDefiant currently does, where when you hop over into that different game, you immediately notice the difference. XDefiant literally feels fun. I can play for hours at a time and not get tired the way that I do on COD. You guys want to know something interesting? When I was playing COD at its peak, I'm being so dead ass about this, I would average somewhere between a half hour to like maybe an hour and a half per session in Call of Duty. On XDefiant, yesterday I played for like 2.5 hours straight, and I have like 10 gameplays already. You can't do that on Call of Duty unless you're reverse boosting. Oh, and that's the other thing. There's no reason to out yourself as a virgin in XDefiant because there's no SBMM. You can't make the whole claim about, oh, I'm just reverse boosting to have fun in the game. You fucking weird virgin bitch. In Call of Duty, sure, we let it slide. I mean, I don't. I mean, I'll talk shit to you regardless. And when I do, you guys do absolutely fucking nothing about it. But on XDefiant, if you feel the urge to reverse boost, first of all, you're wasting your time. Secondly, you're not doing anybody any favors because you suck equally as if you're reverse boosting versus actually trying and playing because you actually suck that bad. Look guys, the Scab Master is never wrong, alright? Just early. I knew this was gonna happen when XDefiant first announced that there is no SBMM in their game, and especially when they told everybody how they feel like SBMM doesn't contribute positively to your game's life expectancy. In Call of Duty, they do think it attributes to how many people play the game. That is not the case. Maybe there's a correlation between people who like SBMM and people who spend a lot of money in the shop and people who like cock in the ass. On XDefiant, that shit does not exist. Alright? There is no abusive matchmaking algorithm at play every single time you engage with the game. In COD, I don't know why we still accept it the way it is, but maybe, just maybe, with the threat that XDefiant poses on Call of Duty now, maybe going forward we'll actually see some changes to SBMM. And I don't know if this is true or not, but I've seen some people say that SBMM has been tuned a little bit in COD because of the launch of XDefiant. I'm telling you guys, I don't know if XDefiant is like the Call of Duty killer. Once again, there is no killing COD, but Activision's definitely threatened by XDefiant's success right now. And even though there's problems on XDefiant, the fact remains, the people that are playing XDefiant, they're having so much more fun than the fans of COD, and that is an absolute fact. But that's gonna do it for me today, guys. I'm curious to know what you guys think about all this. Do you think we've been proven right when it comes to SBMM and COD and XDefiant? Let me know down in the comments below, and if you enjoyed today's video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new, hit the bell notifications to stay up to date with my newest videos. And yeah guys, it's been the boy Fooly. Have yourselves a good one. I'm out of here. Toodles.
This ain't in my body.